how much money difference is there between baseball's last offer on how much grand total dollars that they were going to give to the players on a pro rata basis and what the players want? What's the difference? Is it what's 400 million bucks, 500 million bucks? Where are we here? I mean, how for you share it over 30 teams and just get this damn thing done and move on and say, you know what? Here's what's happened. We understand. After all this time, we understand, and then just eat it. Eat the PR of it, and then just soak in the ratings. What about that?
So, Rich, we can look at this two different ways. The first way is that MLB's last offer maxed out at about $1.5 billion in cash to players. If you take that over a prorated basis, that's about 60 full games. The MLBPA's last offer was for 89 full games at pro rata, which is about $2.25 billion. So we're talking a $750 million gap just in cash out.
Right.
But I don't think that's the right way to look at it. I think the right way to look at it is if MLB is claiming, and this I have no way of verifying this, the MLBPA does not believe it's true, but MLB is claiming that it's going to lose $640,000 per game played. If you take $640,000 times the 29 different games of difference between the 89 that the PA wants and the 60 that MLB is willing to play, times 15 games a day, the grand total is $278,400,000. That's less than $10 million a team right there. And that is a bridgeable gap, and one of the reasons that I have confidence that when it's all said and done, this thing's probably going to end up in the 65 to 75 game range, players getting paid their full prorated share, expanded playoffs, and an actual season that is far more representative than a 48 or 50 game season would have been.
What's the players' role in all this, Jeff, in terms of blame? Because we're hearing a lot from the players calling out Manfred. You heard also Euclid today. Give again, because you pointed out, I pointed out too. The players have a much more relatable argument. Tell us when and where. Also, honest days pay for an honest day's work. It may be much more well compensated than anybody else's work, but everybody can understand. You work, you get paid. That's it. And it's a much more understandable. And then in light of Rob Manfred also saying earlier this year, referring to the Commissioner's Trophy, a trophy in his name is a piece of metal. And I understand that could be taken in various contexts. But he did say those words, that he comes across as COVID pointing out that he's a substandard guardian of the game. This whole thing about COVID, COVID shows you place aside labor lawyer. You should be the guardian here. Let's be the guardian here. But what are the players' role in bringing us to this brink?
Let's put it this way. I think when it's all said and done, the moral right here is with the players. But I also wish that the players from the start would have gone to MLB and said, we are in the middle of a pandemic right now. We had no idea that on top of that there was going to be, the social unrest that there's been, and just this country feeling like it's in an absolutely terrible place. But pandemic alone, let's just get baseball back on the field. People need it. People want it. Let's find a common place. The problem is that common place was just never going to happen until it all fell apart, because you see the offers that MLB has put out there. I mean, first one, 30% pay cut of pro rata. Second one, 25%. Third one, 20%. And with the number of games going down, Rich, they turn out to be very similar offers. And it's like, okay, are you really moving toward this place to get back on the field? Is that really what you're trying to do? Now, the first offer from the Players Association for 114 games and a schedule that's stretching into potentially December, that was a little outlandish. But the last one for 89 games, it was probably a little too late for that, but it wasn't entirely unreasonable. The problem is they have just wasted so much time, and where they are now, Rich, is where they should have been 2 months ago.
No doubt.
We should have baseball. Like, literally right now, we should have baseball.
No doubt.
That is not a hot take. That is a stone-cold fact that they screwed up badly, and they need to dig themselves out of their own screw-ups and get this thing done as soon as humanly possible to rescue the damage that they have done to their sport.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.